everybody. This is Gerone Wright, and once again, you're joining me on my Geronification channel. All right. In this particular video, I'm going to be decoding the Polio de Matisse, the Annunciation, and this is a painting from 1712. Okay. I'm going to be also comparing that to another very famous painting by Leonardo da Vinci and someone else. I forget the guy's name. But anyway, Leonardo da Vinci was the one that actually finished it after the other guy started it, or he helped him, whatever. I don't know what that deal was. But anyway, the story escapes me right now. But that's from 1472. Okay. And it's my position that these historical moments, biblical moments, references a time wherein a genetic bridging or genetic change that occurred, and it calls for either a miracle or calls for a record that shows that there was a genetic alteration of mankind. And these biblical historical moments actually references that. In this case, this is the Annunciation, where this is supposed to be where the Virgin Mary was notified that she will be having a miracle baby. I agree with this, but not in the miracle in the sense that there was a excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. But not in the sense that we were thinking of God having this intervention and dealing with this miracle baby where this virgin suddenly became pregnant. It was just not the case. The case was, in fact, that these babies came from genetic altering. And it's my position, with the help of like monks, the popes, and these nun monasteries, that these babies are babies that are being created, okay, through intervention of our blood and semen of these people that are actually engaging these cult-like rituals that are changing our genes from their original state, which is that of our ape and African ancestors. And there's a widespread of record that actually depicts, especially in Renaissance art. If you look closely at the art, you will see exactly what I'm stating. I just found some new artwork on Paul Rubens, Peter Paul Rubens. He, so far, I thought that Salvador Dali, surrealist artist Salvador Dali, was real flagrant in what he actually posted in his paintings. But I'm starting to believe here that Peter Paul Rubens is the one that actually outdoes everybody, because Peter Paul Rubens actually puts these African-looking beings in his artwork, penises, the whole nine. And I'm going to bring in another video, possibly after this. I ran out of ink and all. I would love to have done that video today, but Peter Paul Rubens, I'm telling you, people, he is, he's out there with his artwork and describing how you genetically came from your African ancestor. And it's amazing, because this is, I think he's from the 17th century with his artwork. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to keep on going here, and I'm going to show you what is going on here. Now, here, where we at here? I kind of lost. Oh, let me get me a pointer, if I can find one. I guess I'll have to use this as a. Will that work? Yeah, that. Let me draw your attention to several places. This is the Annunciation. All you got to do is Google Paulo de Matisse, and this is the Annunciation. Okay, this is a famous painting, people. All right, what can I show you first here? What can I describe to you first? I can describe the entire painting, but I want to show you the encryptions. I'm going to catch your attention with the encryptions when you Google this image. All right, and the fastest way to do that is to bring up my highlights. And what we need to do first is let's look up here. And I'm going to be going back and forth with Leonardo da Vinci's painting as well with the Annunciation. You see a strange looking face there, right there. Looks kind of crazy, don't it? Because you really don't see it. Well, actually, you can see it there. See that same face there? See it there? Now that you see, well, can I, without covering this up, I want to make you the comparison. See, there's a transparent face right there. Before the angels, right there. Before them, that's at an angle. See the face? See how I capture it here and highlight it? You know what that face is stating? Let me bring it back up now that I pointed it out. Okay. Look for that face right there, just before the angels. And you'll see a transparent likeness of it. When you Google the image, you'll see a transparent face. Alright? Now, what is that face doing there at these two angels? And I should have had my Grand Canyon discovery up here. What is that doing there? What is that doing there? Well, the reason why that is there, that face is there, because it's showing you a creature which developed from another unseen creature that is present that you don't see, that calls for these likenesses. And I'm going to see if I can find my other. So what creature is there that's actually stating that presence? Well, if you look closely at the image, it's showing you. I'm going to take you back to my Grand Canyon discovery. It's showing you that there is an emergence of life from that of, and I guess this would be the creature that they kind of showing you there. The creature that's actually being shown. I don't know if you can actually see this creature. You see that guy right there? Eye, forehead, and reptilian-like. And over the mouth, reptilian. There's the chin. It's a reptilian ape, and it's facing this way. Now, where am I seeing this? You see that? You see that guy right there? It's the face of an ape, and it's facing here. Let me bring that in some closer for you so you can get it better. You see that? You see like the reptilian-like skin over the nose, the bridge of the nose where the monkey mouth would be, and these little reptilian dots. That's excuse me. That's what is here being said. But you're saying, well, where in the world is this coming from? Well, that is from that is from this. From what I can see on this. That says park. If you Google photo of the Grand Canyon National Park banner, photo of the Grand Canyon National Park banner, you will see this is the banner, and this is one of the sides of that image. And in the image, you will see cherubs, God's messengers. And this is Colorado River down here. You see these symbols here, right, people? Yeah, I know, it's amazing. These are fish that these angels are shown emerging from. Not just any fish, it's the megalodon shark, which creates their wings. You see that? You see their faces, the twins? There's one there, the heads. And then it shows you also their reptilian likenesses, because this is from the creatures that we emerge. So opposite, meaning reverse of those angelic-like faces, are their true identities, which are reptilians slash angels. And we have twins. Let me get the pencil here. And head, left eye. No, hold on. Yeah, left eye, right eye, mouth, collarbone, gill, like on top of the head and forehead. And you have the twins there, just like you have when you spin it back over. The twins, the hair, um, right eye, left eye, nose, cheek. This is the right cheek, left cheek, mouth, chin. This is the hair, forehead, right eye, left eye, nose, right cheek, left cheek, mouth, chin. And you have the heads. And then again, their bodies, their wings are that of the megalodon shark shown emerging, of course, in the mountainside in the glyph from the Colorado River. And that's the park. Now, just in case, I'm going to show you what you'll see when you Google this image. When you Google a photo image of the Grand Canyon Park National Park banner, you will see this image will come up. When you Google the image, and all you have to do is download the image and go right here to right there. In fact, what is here is identical to what is over here as well too. And I dub this as the gateway to God's kingdom being up the middle. This is the Grand Canyon National Park. So just Google photo of the Grand Canyon National Park banner, and you'll see this in the search. Just download it, enlarge it, and you will see this. Through my paranormal experience and encounter, I am drawn to it, and I can read the entire side of the mountain. Okay? Now, I'm going to move away from that to come back to the Annunciation, because this is the miracle baby that we're talking about. So what is there? Well, just like I just showed you the angels, they were at the head of the fish. Remember I showed you? Now this is on a side of the Grand Canyon portion that's 1.7 billion years old. So they said carved ago. So that analogy has to go out the window now, because this is stemming back even further than that. And these are drawings that are on the side. If the Grand Canyon is 1.7 million years old and carved in this Vishnu portion, then this is dating back far beyond that, because these are glyphs that are on here. So we got to throw that date out of the window and go with a brand new date. And then not just for that, but for the creation of mankind as well too. Because now I'm showing you that there are other creatures and other beings that existed in our evolutionary passage in becoming who we are today. So therefore, we have to be dated as being older beings here on this world. Okay? Now, anyway, these two twins shown coming from their fish ancestor, the megalodon shark. In this case, this artist Matisse captures the same thing. This is a reptilian man slash ape. There is a transparent image of that guy. When you Google the image, you will see, as you can barely see it now, I'm going to get to the point. Let me move this away. You will see his face now that I showed it to you. See that head? There's the eye. I can see it from here. There's the eye. There's the nose. There's the mouth. It looks like an ape slash man. And this is what I'm capturing. There. I know it looks a little bizarre. But what does not look bizarre is right behind that is the image of what we know, a familiar likeness, and that is of the whale, killer whale. This artist even captures, well, there's the coloring, the two-tone. See that? How that comes around to the point, just like our whale does. You know how we see our whale. And there's the neck area, underbelly neck area. Here's the top. The artist even puts an eye right there. So when you go and look at that image, look at the defining characteristics that creates the face, the body of the whale. And then there's the eye of that whale. I'm going to come into that. I'm going to bring Leonardo da Vinci in a minute. But now we have an image that I have described as being in glyph form in rock. Not the killer whale, mind you, but the megalodon shark, which is of the family of that creature. It's my position that we emerged from the oceanic properties of our world through these creatures. And so many 5, 6 to 700 plus years, there's a reintervention process that can be done where you can go back into those genetics and continue in an alteration process which completes a cyclination of the altering of mankind, which has always been in place through a cult-like ritual. And that's what's being stated here with this whale image, these angelic-like figures, this supposedly virgin figure, and this announcement of there being a miracle baby. It's these gene alterings and these genetic sacrificers, I like to call them, and bridgers, that sacrifice their bodies, like those of the nuns, these so-called virgins, as vessels, genetic altering vessels that cause for the changing of our being. When these genes are created, they're sent out to contaminate the rest of our world's civilizations. Now, I'm going to take you to Leonardo da Vinci's announcement. Also in Christ by Gelder, another very famous image of Jesus, because it's the baptism of Jesus. See my video here. Again, these fish are present in that video as well too. And in the see my videos, people, because I have countless videos. And there's another one where Christ or the alien theorists has it where they have a UFO or something, and Jesus is in the background where Jesus is hanging on the cross, where I'm showing you that it's actually Jesus flying on and they're showing him being the cross being stuck in that of the body of a whale. So see that video as well too, and that's even a older painting. Yeah. All right. Leonardo da Vinci, to my understanding, he finished this portion right here. Now, I promised to show you a whale. Look down here in the skirting of this angelic-like figure. This is the bottom mouth portion of that two-tone whale. The angels cleverly have holding the upper top mouth portion of the whale open. The whale is right here. Up in the angel's wing, up in here, you'll see an ape-like figure, and it shows you that what genes are being intervened, how, and which genes are being taken out. I can read into this entire message. Okay? But for now, all I want you to do is Leonardo da Vinci's Annunciation, identify and associate that this is a whale right here, with his mouth being held open, and it's encrypted in the clothing of this female angel, identifying what is being done, which genetics are being discussed, and what's being created. Now, I'm going to go back to this picture because this is the one that is all about here. Now, I want you to look at the Virgin. First of all, which is not ready identifiable, meaning right there in your face, is that I know that this is representing the face of an ape. The way that she has her fingers, I know what's that's being stated. Ape's mouth and the ape's eye, right there. Wherever the ape is at, there's always the presence of a witch-like woman, whom I dub as the mother of creation. Okay? Now, this is the ape, which you cannot see, really. Yeah, I mean, that's debatable. But what is not debatable is the fact that, and that represents the reptilian bloodline, and I'll tell you what that means. And you, in fact, you'll see my other videos that'll tell you. But right here, the blood, you'll see a witch-like woman. There's her nose, there's her eye, there's her forehead, her mouth, and her chin, which represents the blood. And that's what she is looking down at. She's carrying the bloodline, an ancient bloodline, which I can send you back to the beginning of time. So what is this doing in this painting? A witch-like woman. Look, from here to down here, and I highlighted, and here's without my highlights. Can you see the face now that I showed you? Look. See how that's cleverly right there? Look at her looking down, indicating that a new bloodline has been created. And now she's going to be having this miracle baby based on everything that I just told you. Now, what else is there to be realized? Well, there's reptilian intervention and contamination. So, let's go over here to these angels right here. Notice how these angels appear like melted together. Well, between them, you will see, and I drew lines there almost of separation. Let me see if I can get this right. I'm looking at this from backwards. There is a head. I'm going to have to come around to the front here. Let me see if I can bring this in closer. There is a head of a, see if I can trace this out for you, because I already have it in. Of a sheep-like creature right there. You see it right there? It's turned on an angle, but it's in between. Oh yeah, hold on. There's the mouth, the nose, and the head comes up. And this creature shares the eye with this angelic-like figure right here. That's that angelic-like figure's left eye, and the right eye is shared with the head of that creature right there. What else is there to be realized? So, when you Google this image, look at right there, the nostril, how it shows a bridging of genes, which this whole thing symbolizes. Now, I'm going to back off a little bit because there's another highlight that I want to make for you. Look at this guy's waist area right there, because you will realize that there is the body of a reptilian, a serpent, the neck stretched out and coming around right there. Are you following me right there? Okay, right there. Even gives you the mouth line, the teeth line, the rigid teeth area. Like you see my pencil going up and down right there? Look right there, because that's the mouth. And it even has the one eye whited out right there. And then that's the right eye. That's white. You have the white in there. And it even has the half circles for the nose. Well, right there. A reptilian. Showing you that these genes, the genetic bridging, has a part of her clothing looping around them, showing you a bridge of these genes, a genetic exchange. Now, you see that right there? Nostril, eye. There is another eye. There's only one eye, but there's another eye. Insinuation of another eye. The teeth are created by the ridging. You'll see the ridgings, and you'll see this reptile creature right there, looking like almost like a cartoon, of course. Now, it doesn't stop there, because the whole image is a message board. Come down here at these angels here, and down between them, I don't know if I might be able to come in close enough. There's a miniature cross between those guys, and that cross is between the foreheads of both angels, and then there's a reptilian face similar to that, but more defining. And I'm going to see if I can bring that in for you to see. A little closer. Can I get it in a little? I want to see if I can get this more so towards the painting so you can see what is actually there to be realized. And let me get my pointer to point that out to you. Okay, I might be blinding myself here. Go right here and look there, right where my pencil was. There's the bottom chin, there's the mouth, there's a nostril, and there's the eye. It completes the head of a reptile, which is right there underneath the armpit of this angelic-like figure right here. Right here is the head of a reptile. There's a cross here that goes toward the top of the cross goes towards the reptile's mouth, and the other half of the cross, the cross um, section here, goes from one forehead to the next forehead of the baby, of the angelic-like figures, and then the bottom portion of the cross goes down between them. Shows you a cross-reference of those genetics, which I described for the first time here on my Geronification channel. That's what the cross truly means, a cross-referencing of mankind's genes. So, we have this creature, we have this creature. Now, there's other defining features, but I can't, I know that if I point them out to you, but they use the clothing, and then you see my drawings and stuff on there. But if you look closely in the hair of these angelic-like figures, you'll also see other morphing faces, and it identifies these angels with who they genetically are. It even has a black angel there, an African angel, but it does not show you in color. It shows you in the hair of the angel, based on the creatures that is encrypted in the angel's hair. Multi-dimensional images that these artists capture. Oh, there's the witch-like woman's face there, with that being closer up there. Her forehead, her eye, her nose, it shows you the direction of that. Now, what I will offer you, I'm not going to offer you everything in this video, but what I will offer you is that this is the Annunciation of a baby, a miracle baby. What this guy is telling you, you see those flowers being handed over? This is a representation of semen contaminated with reptilian bloodline, with genes. There's something else about this that I could tell you, but again, I'm going to leave some of it to be unsaid. It's all identifying. These are genes in transition, and these artists captures it. These artists knew, and that's what this is all about. I'm going to do something on Paul Rubens, and I'll go from there. But now, I will say this much. Well, you know what? I will tell you this much. Semen. Let's go with left testicle, right testicle, representing a penis, sperm given to the virgin. Left testicle, right testicle, penis, sperm given to the virgin, and it shows you what's contained there in the sperm based on the information is contained here in this image. And this is the Annunciation. This is the virgin being told that she's going to conceive a child, baby Jesus. And based on this, I can tell you which genetic alterings, which genetic manipulations took place that caused for all of this becoming of Jesus. Not just at this point, but before this point, everything that led up to this point, everything that occurred during this point, and everything that transcended after this point genetically. Because these people use their artwork as their message boards to tell us what's going on. Not just this artist, but every artist that has referenced this specific historical moment prior to the birthing of Jesus. All of them have the same exact thing. It just in their own different encryption style, which this artwork was oversaw by the popes of that era. Kings and queens, royalty. These people were privileged to know and have an understanding that we emerged from fish, and then they took this information and capitalized off of it, turned it into a financial and knowledge gain, and while the many others of our world stayed in the dark about it all, turned it into a successful empire of a religious empire and of wealth and kingship and queenship, and left everybody else in the dark about everything. You hear these stories about at a certain point in mankind's evolution that 500,000 or so many people or whatever, half the world's population is going to be gone. Well, if there's these genetic bridgings going on, it's just like if you give a rat a certain chemical and you know when that rat is going to die based on the chemical that you gave them, that poison, because this what this is amounting to. These genetic bridgings are amounting to the death and resurrection of genes. So they know, they are watching. We are all, the world is an experiment. We are being watched, falling off. They can tell by the diseases that are emerging in our bodies and everything that these transitioning genes in our bodies that they contaminate us with, this cyclination, knowing that once the domino effect occurs, they know at what point, what time that these ill effects are going to take place in our bodies. So when you start to hear stories about, well, it's stating that, let's, for example, in 2014, it's suspected that such and such half the world's population will be gone. And this is a prophecy of one of those guys that passed away. Let's say Nostradamus or Da Vinci or anybody. One of those guys. Well, they know this because they know that how long it should take for these genes to take their ill effect in our bodies that we've been contaminated with. This is what this is all about. If they had this knowledge back then, this is the 17th century. Leonardo da Vinci had, Da Vinci had it back in the 14th century. If they know that the world, as we've been contaminated with a process, a cult-like cauldron process, then they pretty much can factor in how long it's going to take before these things kicks in on our body, and these new genes kick in, and the old are phased out, and an extinction process, a man-made created extinction process, not a natural process. This is a man-made created extinction process. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel, and for those of you that want to remain blinded by this, then you go ahead and be foolish. You go ahead and be foolish. I'm telling you that everything that you have believed, and I'm using this as an example because this is out here in your face, but I'm telling you that this is global. I don't care who you are. I don't care what religion that you have. I'm telling you right now that it all is reduced to our genetic identities and our genetic being. This is what this is all about. I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to do another one on Paul Rubens, and I found some good material on him. I'm going to be doing. I got to get me some more ink, but I'll be coming back with on Paul Rubens, because Paul Rubens, amazingly and remarkably, puts this stuff out here in your face and shows you. Reading his art to you is like, it's like right there in your face, because he's blatant with the usage of male anatomy and organs, and the penises and everything. It's just amazing. But anyway, I'm going to take, and I'm going to be doing another video on Paul Rubens with some of the new artwork that I found on him, and describe a little bit more of this as it unfolds. All right, thank you. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel. I'm gonna let this video go, but look here. And look at what's happening. Look there. And I know that there's an ape here because I can see the ape's snout, I can see the ape's eyebrow, and I can see the ape's head. I know that this brown here represents the ape. Okay? And it's the ape, the ape and reptilian bridging over that calls for these new genes. And this is what this is describing. If you look here with me, let me show you for instance. But I didn't put the ape there. They give you the insinuendo of the ape being there. And there, if you come over there, and they're multi-dimensional images. If you look in there, you'll see an ape's head in there. In fact, from its largest state to its smallest state. There's a smaller one there, and then the larger image creates it. It's the rock, the founding stones of mankind. And that's what that's representing. And that's why these images are looking like that. That's why you see that angelic-like figure emerging from its founding genetics and the reptilian genetics right there. And it shows you which creatures that they're describing emerging. This is no different than if you were looking, just like I told you, testicle, penis, and then looking at a vagina. It's showing you the creation of genes. This is a genetic grail, people. This is a genetic grail, and that's what this is all symbolizing. Genetics in motion. Even shows you what's more disturbing about it is that it shows you here, like with these angelic-like figures here, how they were bridged over each other, and that's why they're symbolizing looking at each other like this in that way, that innuendo, showing you these bridging overs on what took place. This is all showing you how black was created. How black was bridged over white, and the black was contaminated with the reptilian genetics, a poison, a genetic poisoning, to alter their genetic state. And then it shows you how they continuously took and extracted that gene to finally, from our blackest state, we became a lighter version of our original ape ancestor. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel.